I mean, I just think, where we are now, it's the last two games, so just hope that the crowds are out in full force tomorrow. Just hope that everyone just is knocking down the doors to get into the building tomorrow night. That would be a perfect scenario for my world if, we're just turning people away because everyone just can't wait to get into Wells Fargo tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Paul was a really tough cover. I know you put dirt on him a lot in the last game. What are your thoughts about just kind of how you have to manage him?
I mean, I just think, first of all, we got to get that crowd in there and just have just a massive turnout tomorrow. Students and anyone that ever thought that they might want to watch ASU play a basketball game, just please, everyone, show up tomorrow night. The second part of your question is Akpala is undoubtedly, one of the premier players in the conference and very versatile player and just does a lot of things well. He's got a great first step. Has improved a lot of things in his game. He's a very, rapidly developing, player, in our league.
His defense has gotten a lot of attention all year. Do you think he has, is he worthy of being in consideration for all Pac-12 defense? Has he been on that level, or has he just played well with that kind of potential for in the future?
Yeah. I mean, first, Lou would really appreciate if just everyone came to the game tomorrow night. Like, if it was just so loud in there and again, just people just hanging from the rafters just because there's just so many people at the game and energy and enthusiasm to close out the last week of our season at home before we hit the road for 3 games. That would be, I know Lou would appreciate that, and then he'll try to be every bit of the defender that I know he's capable of being tomorrow night. But Lou has had a fantastic season, someone that we depend on, that we know that we could assign him to, one of the better players within the scheme of how we want to defend, and that, we could count on him just given everything he has, and he's got the physical tools because of his body and his athletic ability.
Upon rewatching the Utah game, did you see different things you liked and how you guys got open for shots?
Well, first of all, they had a great turnout at the game. Their crowd was unbelievable. It was loud there. As you can imagine, I was not very well received, nor were our players, and it was a hostile, tough environment, to coach in and for our players to play in. But, I just in terms of what happened on the court in that game, our offense came to life. It was balanced. It was multiple guys. And at different times, different junctures of the game. That was the great part of it. If you have several of your best players all playing well together, then really good things are going to happen. And Lou got us going from behind the line, hit some big threes early, and then Rob was consistent throughout the game. Zylan had to deal with foul trouble, but he came out like a man possessed in the second half, rebounding, scoring. So when you have multiple guys, and Remy was very good throughout the game. So you go right down the line. It was one of our better performances on the season.
Another reason for the crowd to come out is probably show respect to Zylan Cheatham after his last 2 games in Tempe. You obviously had high expectations when you first got to the program, but did he exceed your expectations in the summer bar?
I had an idea of what Zylan would do, and he's a special kid, and the way he works and shows up every day, and the impact he has on our practices with his personality, and then just saw him last year doing stuff that I know he's been wanting to do, just handling the basketball more, playing on the perimeter more, being in a decision-making role more, and how much that has, just made him want to continue to get better. And but yeah, I mean, some of the games he's had have been unbelievable. I can't even think what our record would be if we didn't have Zylan playing for us this year. And I'm just happy he's had the season that he was hoping for. And I know that he would love to see everyone just show up in full force and support him this week.
The hometown kid must be easy to do that.
Yeah, and he loves the area. That's a big part of the reason that he came to Arizona State, because he wanted to get back, in his hometown and perform in front of, all the people that watched him in high school and see how far he's come as a player, and so I hope everyone can't wait to come out to see him play this week also.
Do you talk to your team as if this were a single elimination type situation with games at home and the state and season?
I mean, we've tried to adopt that mindset of thinking that way now, not because of like what this guy's bracket says or something. It's kind of based on where we are in the season, the stage we are, and knowing that very shortly we're going to be playing for our season in a single elimination, platform, no matter what tournament it is. So, you want to be thinking that way. Like you got to play with a level of desperation. And I thought that we didn't execute well in Colorado and didn't make enough plays to win, but I didn't think it was a lack of effort issue. We had some breakdowns on defense in the second half and things that have happened. But since Washington State, we've kind of cleaned things up in that regard.
To piggyback off that, Coach, I mean, guys have had big games, whether it's been Xylem on the board or Lou from the field, Rob, Remy. And, I mean, as too, I mean, if they all put that together, I mean, do you feel coming out of the stretch in conference play and going forward that, I mean, it's a pretty scary team for other teams to match up against and face?
I mean, you don't know that you could get that many guys playing well. You just hope that you get enough, and we had everyone clicking very well, and the basketball was moving very well. We had a great assist total in that game, and just did a lot of great things on offense. Threw the ball inside, shot the three well. We didn't favor one or the other. It was excellent balance. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good players in the locker room that I have confidence in. If we play the right way, and then we're a really tough team to play against.
Coach, Stanford has a strong front court presence, obviously, with like Sharma, Paula, and Silva. So to what extent do you feel like that forces guys like Remy and Lou and Rob to step up in a big game?
You're talking about Stanford, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Stanford is right now, they've won 5 out of 6. They've won 2 in a row. 4 of our last opponents were 20-0 coming into, games that we have had to play. So we've hit teams playing well. Stanford's playing very well. They're 5 out of 6. So again, everyone should want to come to the game because they're playing so well, and our crowd should show up because of, it's a game for positioning and how we finish in the conference, and they'll get a chance to see a team that is playing at a very high level. We touched on Akpala. Sharma is coming off a huge game, and he's always a guy that's been very difficult for us to go against. So there's a lot of great storylines for tomorrow night.